YouTube, Dueling Book. Welcome back. How's it going, guys? It's Vengeful Shadows here. We're going to do a real quick video, a little bit of a market watch. There's a bunch of real cheap cards going around. We just want to get a little bit of coverage about them, okay, before they go up and see a bunch of playability. And we're going to start real quick with a kind of fan favorite, and that is Kashtira Birth, okay? So with the new ban list coming out with the Macrocosmo and Fissure, we're going to be seeing a lot of playing with the Kashtira, especially after their new archetype support comes out. So Brett's going to be seeing a little bit of an increase in price, I do believe. Right now we see it is a super rare out of the most recent set, Darkwing Blast. And they're actually relatively cheap right now. We saw, a few were purchased at 40 cents, but right now they're about 50 cents a piece, okay? 50 cents, 70 down here. But whenever that new support does come out, we're going to be seeing Birth being played not only in just like that archetype alone, but I think we're going to be seeing it splashed in a few other archetypes and just being really good, especially with the banishing kind of coming up in the upcoming format. That being said, I do really like to advocate for Dimension Shifter. It's an amazing card, and right now we have some real cheap versions of it. There's a bunch of stuff like commons out right now, then they're actually 50 cents, and I believe the ultra rares are about $1 to about $1.20, so do be picking up some of these shifters if you haven't picked up yours yet, okay? We also have Ghost Bell, Haunted Mansion that came out in that recent structure deck with Dimension Shifter, and we're actually seeing that right now they're insanely cheap. We got them 68 cents right here. Earlier on, previously this month, you couldn't get one less than 96 cents, okay? So that's actually pretty nice seeing them actually go down in price a little bit. So if you do not have a pair of Ghost Bells, I definitely recommend picking up a few. If you're a budget player, this is kind of the time to shine. If you know some friends that need some, get some for them as well. But Ghost Bell, real cheap right now. Kind of previously covered it in that earlier video, but I want to kind of recover it again. We have Infernoid Decatron, as well as a few of his support, such as Feast, and we even got Tiara down there. But Decatron being one of the main monsters in the Infernoid support, we saw a lot of reprints for that support coming out in Brother Legends, and honestly all of them are extremely cheap right now. With the Decatrons, we actually have the ultra rares right now under 10 cents, okay? So that's real nice. Look, like under 10 cents. The super rares at one time were above $10, okay? So seeing the ultra under 10 cents, really insane. Like I said, we got a bunch of support for the Infernoids as well that got released. We have Secret Rare Tiara, which is, extremely cheap as well, 20 cents a piece, and being that that's the boss monster of the Infernoids, and if they were to ever get some support, and considering they did kind of like release a bunch of this in some of these sets, we could see some support in the future, and Tiara will be a card that a lot of people will be wanting to pick up a few copies of, okay? So get it while it's cheap. That being said, the actual Void Feast itself is very cheap as well. I believe it's like 10 cents or a little bit cheaper as well. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Yeah, literally less than 10 cents for that ultra rare printing of that. And again, that's the holo version of the Void Feast. So that's really nice, being so cheap and being the holographic version. That's kind of, can't beat that. That being said, okay, Void Imagination as well as Void Vanishment did not see any reprints in any of the sets. So the super rare, this one from Clash of Rebellion and this one's from Crossed Soul being the Vanishment, they've never received reprints up until now, okay? That being said, the super rare here is about $5, maybe a little bit more after shipping, and then the Vanishment itself is about $5 as well. So if we do see in any support come down the pipeline at all, these will either see a super big increase in price or another reprint depending how that support comes out, okay? So stay tuned with that and do what you will or what you think is best. After that, we do have A Hero Lives, and it actually did just receive one of its most recent reprints, an ultra rare in Magnificent Mavens, okay? And it is extremely cheap, especially considering that the other versions, such as Generation Force, as well as the Ultra from Duelist Saga, are sitting about between like 3 and 5 over in Duelist Saga, and we've even seen some towards $10 in Generation Force. So the Ultra here, literally like 40-50 cents, okay? So that's really good, and I think we're going to be seeing an increase in price overall with the ultra rare of A Hero Lives, okay? That being said, before we continue, I do want to say, guys, if you're liking the video or seeing your way back here and seeing my face, do consider dropping that sub. We're trying to build, up the brand a little bit, get closer to that 1,000 so I can actually get a little bit of that monetization, because right now we're sitting a little bit lower, but we've been seeing an increase in subs. So I really appreciate that, guys. If you like what we do and want to go a little bit farther than that, we have a Twitch as well. We got a Twitter. We try to keep up a lot on the Twitter, and then as well as my Twitch, I do a little bit of commentary for Mystic TCG for some of their events. We just did a case tournament as well, and I did some commentary for that. So do, feel free to drop by and give them some love as well. But guys, drop that sub and share the videos because it's really, really important. Okay, moving forward. Next card up on the list is Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms, okay? And honestly, I would like to see a bunch of the support come back for Dragon Rulers. I don't think we necessarily will in the near future, but hopefully moving forward. That being said, with Kashtira Support coming out, the Tempest is kind of being splashed in a few of the versions, given some of them are wins and they can splash with other level 7s, making him a nice little engine to, go into some of their boss monsters, which are the rank 7s. And he's actually pretty cheap right now. We got some of that premium gold as well as super rares right there from Mystic Fighters. And honestly, both are a really cheap version. The super rares are about 30 cents a piece. And then we also have the gold rares over here at about 22 to 30 cents a piece. Okay, so whichever one you like, definitely go ahead and grab some cheap ones if you don't have any. After that, again, kind of falling in line with that level 7 support, Brain Control, I think, could be played since a bunch of the monsters coming out in Kashtira can be normal summoned, so taking control of them and having their effects on board is really nice. We got the supers over here, but honestly, we have a ton of options with a bunch of commons that are just very affordable. So definitely, be considering Brain Control as we're moving into some of the formats, okay? So that's just a neat card right there. If you're not wanting to just go completely budget, I've kind of reiterated this. It's gone up a little bit and then it kind of dropped a little bit back down. That is Torrential Tribute, and in particular, we are discussing the Collector Rare Torrential Tribute today. And right now, they're sitting at under $60 a piece. With Macro and Defissure making this a banish all monsters on board, that's really nice. A bunch of effects will not be going off. And then don't forget, guys, with that Trap Trick support coming out, your Trap Tricks, especially the Exceeds with the materials, are unaffected by your trap effects. So Torrential Tribute will wipe your opponent's board, not yours, okay? Then I'd like to also mention, going forward in this the future formats with the Kashtira, I think the Wind Charmer as well as the Earth Charmer will be seeing a little bit more play. Wind being able to grab the Unicorn, as well as Earth being able to grab the Fenrir, okay? Right now, we're seeing the Wind is actually a little bit more expensive for the Ultras. That's being the high rarity of that as far as kind of the lower rarities. It's just a holographic, so $3 for that Ultra because of the 2020 tin. We're actually seeing the 2021 Earth Charmer being about 25 cents a piece. So especially for that Earth Charmer, if you do not have a few, definitely recommend picking that up. Steal the opponent Fenrir from the graveyard, use the abilities, all that good stuff. So that'd be really nice moving forward. After that, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Guys, with that Dragoon, super affordable right now, honestly, and I think that not being able to be targeted thing, not being able to be destroyed effect is going to be amazing moving forward, okay? It is very affordable considering what the prices were at one point. We even see the Starlight dropping down a little bit in price. The Starlight's even about $215 right there. And then we got the Ultra Rare as well as the new Secret Rare version, less than $20 a piece. And I believe these secrets are even they're about $10 a piece right now. So that is amazing. Honestly, if you haven't picked up Red Eyes Dragoon just because you thought it was going to be out of your budget, now's the time because it is in your budget, I promise you, okay? And last but not least, aside from that, we have Vsauce Starfrost. We haven't had any Synchro support for it yet. Now's the time. They're extremely cheap, so if you haven't had a time to pick it up, they're about $8 right now. A little bit less than $9 for that Vsauce Starfrost Secret Rare. And I think once we see any support coming down the line that is Synchro related with him being a tuner, it's going to be seeing a big increase in prices. Alright guys, I don't want to wrap up all your time, so thank you so much. That is going to be the video. Hopefully you liked it. Just want to do a real quick market watch, and if you did, again, do subscribe, stay safe, have a good night, suck it nerds.